You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Happy Monday. What, man, we got a bunch of guys in the house already. CJ, Ron, Jeff Wedding, Easy Go Lucky, Marcus, Stevie B. Who did I miss? Kenneth Bird. Did I say Preston? I might have. What's up? What's up, everyone? I hope everyone had a good weekend. Robbie, how was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. Relaxing. Nice. Chilled out with some homies yesterday. Actually, I've been in this apartment complex, Rex, for like 5 years now, and yesterday was my first trip to the pool, and wow. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. I was like, why have I not done this?
In a rather hot area of the country, I find that shocking.
Well, I've been so busy. I'm usually so busy between running the shop and running the YouTube channel and other things, right? That since I've kind of slowed down some of my YouTube streaming, I have a little bit more free time to do things like go to the pool.
And watch Once Upon a Time in the West.
And watch you stream from the pool.
Yeah, I should stream from the pool. I need to get a waterproof phone. And yeah, John, you're right. Once Upon a Time in the West took some time this week. So
and how did that go? Love that movie.
It's a watch. There's a couple Westerns out there. We've talked about this a little bit. There's a couple Westerns out there that are like a commitment to watch. You know what I mean? Like The Searchers. You have to decide, okay, put my phone on mute. I'm just going to sit here and watch this movie for 2 hours and 50 minutes or whatever it is. You know, maybe grab your adult beverage, you know, whatever, and then just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Did you like the movie when you watched it?
Of course. I mean, I liked the movie when I first watched it, like, 20 plus something years ago, right? And we're in the middle of Crew's Choice for PCP movie night, right? Where the most of my usual panelists get to pick a movie because it's always me that picks the movies, right? I'm curating the list. Yeah. But I throw them a bone in May and June and let them pick the movies that we do. And this is my buddy Brooks's pick, and he's a big Sergio Leone fan. He's a big Western fan. I am a huge Dario Argento fan, as you know, and little interesting piece of trivia. This is like Dario Argento's first film credit because he helped write the story treatment. So I always thought that was pretty cool. But no, I love the movie. It did take me 3 different times to try to get through the entire movie. It did take me 3 times to try to get through the entire movie, though, because I would start watching it and I'd get an hour in, I'd fall asleep just because I'd start it too late.
You're bouncing in and out. Is that us?
Oh, I don't know. Is it me?
Jay will let us know. That's what I'm asking. Usually us. Because we have such lousy internet here. So I'm not sure. All right. Well, we'll see. Just keep bobbing your head back and forth so we know it's not a still picture. What?
Well, we need to sell some books so that Nick can upgrade your internet.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is Comcast has monopoly in our area. Seriously. All right. It's starting to crack because all these companies are going out with the, what do you call it? The 4 or 5G internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Xfinity is like 10G they're advertising now.
They have to.
It's like 10G. I'm like, so what? I can just basically cook eggs on the box now?
Right.
Or
because like they realize it's like the bit wars in the video game stuff in the early 90s, right? Where it's like, well, these are 16 bits. And you're like, what is a bit? I don't know, but 16's better than 8.
I know. I just want better and more.
So they realize their stranglehold is slowly slipping away. So
it's a technology thing, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
You've got people now, and I've got a friend. I mean, I know you do it too, but I've got a friend. He like bombed on down to Verizon. And he was like so disgusted with Comcast and he couldn't take it anymore. And they said, here, take this thing with you. And, it basically just, looks like Amazon Echo
Dude,
or whatever.
I was doing that before, like T-Mobile and Verizon, the rest of them were doing it. I had to find these like really odd places. The very first one I did was a company called Clear. And it was a little box, whatever. And it was a little slower than regular internet, but it was good enough for what I needed. And I got away from Comcast. And then the next thing you know, because they all those small companies, they piggyback off someone else's network, right?
Yeah.
So the deal expires, and they're like, the company like a Verizon or whatever that actually has a physical network goes, now we're not re-signing with you.
Yeah.
And these small companies are SOL. So
they're out of
yeah. So Clear went out of business. I got a notice, a few months ahead. They said, yeah, we're going out of business. I'm like, what am I going to do, right? I was trapped. So I started calling around, see if anybody else did it, and nobody else did at the time. And then I had to go back to Comcast. And I hated doing that, but I really...
Did you have your hat in your hand when you're back and your head down real sad?
Hell no. I was belligerent as hell.
I would
they're so greedy. They just wanted my money.
He said, I'll Rex away.
Okay, here we go. All right, what do you need? But they did end up screwing me anyway. So I wanted the minimal amount of stuff. I wanted the minimal amount of stuff for the.
And then they killed my squirrel.
Well, no. Then they the Xfinity stuff. Oh, well, you need this box to do that, and you can talk into the remote. And I'm like, I don't need to talk to my remote. Okay, that's what my phone's for. I just want basic internet service.
Yeah.
So they begrudgingly gave it to me, right? Whatever. So then what ended up happening was the router, the box they gave me, it would work for the first time was the longest. It worked for like 6 months. And then all the lights are on, but I'm not getting any internet signal, right?
Nice.
So I call, they say, oh, reset this, reset that. It works for maybe a month. Then it became a frequent thing, right? So I finally started to tell them I need a new box, right? So I go back, they swap out the box. Okay. First time some guy came over.
You were like a nightmare customer.
Oh, dude, I was, because I hated them. So then I started going to the physical center. And I have to admit, at least, they've upgraded their Xfinity centers, okay? Back in my day, in Comcast.
In my day.
Okay. You go to their service center, and
they had
bulletproof glass. My bank didn't have bulletproof glass, right? And to get the box, you'd have to go through this bulletproof glass little doorway, and they swing it shut.
Where did you go to get bulletproof?
The Comcast, the Comcast up on Maple Shade by the right up Lanola by the Morristown Mall.
Yeah.
Okay, right up there, there's a Comcast. That's where, and they used to have it look like a scummy kind of bank lobby with bulletproof glass. You know why? Because they knew my bank could get away with it. Okay, nobody's going to shoot up nobody at the bank. The Comcast customer, by the time I showed up at the service center, I am all PO'd now. Okay, I'm ready to hurt somebody.
Bro, what is in your cup?
What?
What is in your cup? I'm assuming it's Red Bull and Everclear.
The water, but it's supposed to be water. But one of my colleagues did say, doesn't that taste funny to you? You drink out of that? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, doesn't it have funny smell? I go, it does now. You mentioned it, right?
Man, he's out back getting water from the garden hose, dude. I'm begging.
He goes, did so and so change the filter? I'm like, I assumed he did, right?
But my buddy, he's one of these new guys, divorced, kicked out, whatever. Everything is new. Wife gets everything. Goes to Verizon.
That's right, it's weird. 10 minutes in.
And the guy at Verizon gives him like a tower. You know, it's like 2 feet, whatever, plugs it in, turns it on. And he's like, oh my God, everything works. I'm like, yeah, everything works. I'm like, all you have to do is ask them to upgrade you. I've never done that. I said, yeah, I know. I said, that's why your house looks like this. We've got wires every direction and whatever. I said, leave, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, my story ended with them trying to, so they were trying to phase out the old boxes. And they were trying to push everybody to the new Xfinity box, right? Where you get the talking remote and all that stuff. So I kept going, I kept swapping it out. And at the time, it got shorter.
I would just call and they would come and bring
Dude, I'm not retired, okay? I can't, we'll be around between 8 and 5. No, I can't do that. I can't sit around waiting for your guy to show up between 8 and 5.
I'll be at the pool. Just let me know.
All right, I got to go to work, man. So, no, that's not going to work. So it was easier because this one was in Cherry Hill, right? The one Cherry Hill.
Gotcha.
So it was easier just to drive and get it done. So they gave me another box. Then they gave me another box. And then finally I called and I said, look, you're giving me refurbished boxes. I need a new router. You're giving me a used one. Oh, yeah, we'll give you a new one. Blah, 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 right? So he said, go pick it up at the store. I go to the same store.
Pick it up at the
Right?
store.
Same,
You know what
same
that
place in Cherry Hill.
sounds like?
I open it up, and it's reused again. There's a big gouge on the side, on the plastic of the router. So I go up to the woman. I go, no, I called. I asked for a new box. You gave me another refurbished one. She goes, there are no new boxes. I go,
boxes?
What? She goes, there are none. We don't have any new boxes. And
We
I'm
stopped
like,
making these boxes in 1927.
right? So I began to figure it out. This is what
I
they
gotta
were
tell you
doing.
what you sound like here, bro. You sound like the runner whose life clock starts flashing, and the Sandman.
Logan's
You're like,
Run,
I'm
baby.
only 26. I swear, I'm only 26.
Logan's Run.
And there's the Sandman going. All right,
Give me the
runner.
cool gun that flashes just at the muzzle. Nothing else. They just flash at the muzzle.
There's a muzzle flash, and like
Okay, now y'all are stuttering and freezing.
Yep, it's on y'all. That's y'all, not me. Yep.
That's gonna make an awesome screenshot. Just John.
Jay, is it us?
Yeah, it was y'all.
That was great. John just had his hand up and it was like,
Awesome. All right. Right, if it happens again, Jay, we may have to do a reboot, buddy.
Did we get a thumbs up? I don't think everybody hit a thumbs up, but I
We're
got
not really
special.
sure. We've got internet issues, unfortunately.
I saw 13 and 19. 13 likes to 19 people.
Right.
Amy, did you hit thumbs up?
I got 14 and 17.
Amy hit thumbs down. She's not happy with the show.
Amy put up a different finger. It wasn't her thumb.
Do they have that one?
All right. Only one person gets to claim this. You ready?
Uh-oh.
I hear that she may be dying. That's the rumor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So $5 for number one, and we're going to throw number two in for free.
Nice.
Champions hair
So first person to claim.
for $5.
Wow.
For both books, right?
Yep, $5.
All right.
First, number one's $5. Number two's being added in free.
All right, there we go.
So
Champions
Yeah,
hair books.
I knew that wasn't
All
going to
right,
last.
you got it, Preston.
When you put it on the thing, I was like, I don't think it's going to last that long.
actually, you know what? I knew that the second I put it on the thing is when it would. By the way, my two favorite comics on the rack today, just FYI. Always love the Invaders.
What did I say when I walked in here?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
First thing I said was, I love Liberty Legion.
I didn't generally when you start talking, I'm not listening.
Nick loving the Invaders was how I got Avengers Invaders. So
18
long
and
ago.
15. Come on, 3 more likes at least. Let me go on my phone.
I just finished reading
I
those.
see
too.
17. I don't know why.
Well, you might be getting it ahead.
This past-
Also, don't forget, there's like a 12-second lag.
Yeah, but no, I'm watching it. I'm watching it on the
It's a refurbished box of the
Yeah,
experience.
probably, right?
Oh, no.
the refurbished box.
John was stuck in a statue pose.
That would have looked great outside the Dynamite office.
You know what? That is what John looks like outside the Dynamite offices when he's trying to get in.
We should get a cutout of John.
Oh, God, that'd be funny with the hands and I'm just stuck on the door.
On those days you can't make it, I'll just set up the standee.
You know what? See, that's how we pointed them out. Do the Liberty Legion ones.
Well,
Thanks, I
Preston's
came
actually
here for
asked
the Conan books.
so I'm going to do the Conan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do that.
All right, so you ready, Jay? I know you got to flip around. So we're going to do Conan first. All right, so Conan the Barbarian, number 14 from 1972. It is a 7.0, so this one's in good shape.
Wow, that's Barry Windsor Smith.
Correct, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And we have it at 7.0.
I call him BWS.
Of course you do.
And we have
I
it
call
for 30.
Now you got to call him Mr. Windsor Smith. Sir Windsor Smith.
Right.
Are there cardboard cities? Josh, I just bend it in the middle. It'll work. Don't worry.
Window cling. Nice.
All right, you got it, Preston.
Nice.
Got you down. All right, let me get through the rest of the Conan books real
When
quick.
these came out was right around the time that those Lord of the Rings paperbacks were in everybody's back pocket.
Yeah.
Remember that? It's a time long in the past, but you would be on a train or you would be sitting even in traffic and people would have like Sword and Sorcery Fantasy had arrived in a big way.
All right, so next up we have Conan the Barbarian, number 15 from 1972. First appearance of Gulan Goth and second appearance of Elric. This one's a slightly rougher shape. Okay, you got it, Preston. I just want to warn you, it's a 2.5, but I got you down, buddy. And we have the one for $10. All right, let me put you down here, buddy. All right, I would guess that Preston is a collector of Conan. What do you think? All right, this is the last one of the night there, Preston. Conan the Barbarian, number 23 from 1973. Oh, this is a big one. First appearance of Red Sonja, and it is a Gil Kane cover.
Oh!
It is a 4.0, and we have the one for 65.
Nice.
Oh, man.
You know, I recently got to host a panel with Roy Thomas, and I asked him what he was most proud of. Yep, and I asked him what he was most proud of in his career, and Conan was the first thing he mentioned, was bringing Conan to Marvel.
I was at a con years ago, and he talked about one of his favorite things he ever worked on. It was like a little bit meta, and that's even before they had this term.
Right.
Was he did What If, and it was basically what if Conan had appeared in the modern time in that Volume 1 series.
Yeah, I got that one. That's a cool issue, man.
That's a cool issue where basically it's like the New York blackout is caused by, like, you know, Kulangath or one of these sorcerer types. I can't remember which one. And he meets Roy Thomas's wife, I guess, Danny. And it's just great. It's just a great. She has like red hair, so he's almost like confused. It's a very cool, and I think it's a great example of meta without being too cheeky. Like they do it now, and it's almost like break the fourth wall, wink, wink, or whatever. But this one was really, really neat. Anyone you find that somewhere, go read that. That's like the cherry on the top of that whole comic book, like sword and sorcery fantasy era we got. We got Weird World around this time. Wendy Peeney was probably still a couple of years off. The Peeneys might have been a couple of years off, but we got Elf Quest around this time, which is legendary read.
Darth, what's going on? Nertastic, what's going on, Station Brother?
And, you know, Preston said that he just recently picked this one up. So this is the first appearance of Red Sonja, available for a great price. What a fantastic way to celebrate her 50th anniversary.
I've heard of this Red Sonja character.
Yeah, I was going to say there's, you know, we'll be talking about that a little bit more, as you know, but yeah.
Meaning John will be talking about that a little bit more later on.
Well, I mean, not only am I excited about the 50th anniversary, I'm excited about Nick has, and he said it on the show, so I don't think this is too much of inside baseball. Nick has wanted Mike Mignola to do something for a while, and it just hasn't worked out, right? Mike Mignola is doing a cover, one of the Sonja covers, and that's you know, that in and of itself is, I mean, I've literally been collecting.
Right.
I think I started reading Dynamite technically in year 2. I went back and got most of the year 1 stuff here and there. So it's been about 18 years. To not see an artist as well known as Mike Mignola do a single Dynamite cover, that's like one of those like check off the list type things. I'm super excited.
All right, so what did you want to do? You Liberty Legion, right?
Yeah, the Liberty Legion. I am a huge Invaders fan. Nick is a huge Invaders fan, which is how we got Avengers Invaders. I just reread that this weekend. Some of the best storytelling.
Preston, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, so let's do the Liberty Legion to make John happy. Marvel Premiere number 29, Liberty Legion from 1976. First appearance and origin of Liberty Legion. It is a 6.5, and we have the one available for $10.
This is like a little bit of almost like forgotten Marvel history. Like everybody, DC is probably better known for their World War II stuff because, you know, they actually had characters during World War II. Marvel sort of had a retrofit, timely, whatever, you know, they published under, and they did a really cool job. It was a little bit clunky and wonky.
All right, Darth, you got it, buddy.
By the time you get to this, and by the time you get to the Invaders, they really sort of put all the pieces together and created like a more than just Captain America World War II.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of Roy Thomas's passions too, was the golden age, right? And showing the importance of that in Marvel because it had kind of been distanced a little bit, right? Except for like Namor and Captain America. That was about it.
Yeah, I mean, DC had done All-Star Squadron, and there was like a significant amount of energy and effort put into World War II Golden Age era by DC. And Marvel was like, Excelsior, we don't really worry about it that much. We don't care. But, when you kind of get to this, the Invaders are one of those things where I say this all the time. I love comic strips, the precursor to comic books. Probably one of the most comic strip books Marvel does is the original run on the Invaders.
Right.
Go check that out sometime. And also in Liberty Legion, there's a few other books here and there where they really tried to grab the energy of a comic strip and, stick it and expand it into a, 22, 28 page book, whatever it was.
All right. So for Darth, this is the last Liberty Legion we have of the night. Marvel Premiere number 30, Liberty Legion from 1976. It is a 6.0 appearances by Invaders and Captain America. And we have the one, it is a 6.0. And we have the one for $7.
Trying to see if there's a Jack Kirby or a Dick Ayers cover.
That I don't know.
Man, it looks very Kirby-esque, but that was a task that a lot of people did. 76. That's around the time when Kirby came back, right? Because he did the bicentennial Captain America treasure. That's
why I'm finding out.
Yep, they're in and out again for me.
And Jay, can you throw up the link button? Yeah, we're coming in now. All right.
We might have to do a little.
Jay, are you coming into the stream there?
Yeah, I was just telling you, y'all might have to do a reboot.
Yeah. All right. We'll try to reboot. You know what? Let's go to break a little early. Jay, did you catch that?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get switched over.
All right. I'm gonna log off now, and you go ahead and do your thing. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be back, everybody.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code. Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience. Comic culture and sales. Comic Collectables is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula. You want the comics? You buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectables with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
And we're back.
All right. So hopefully this solves the problem. And, you guys are lucky you have a couple of real savvy tech guys sitting here.
Savvy tech guys. I texted my wife about lamb chops.
No, you were telling me the story about how you're helping your divorce buddy.
Oh, there's that. You know what? When you get to be a certain age, Robbie's not there yet, thank God. But when you get to be a certain age, you'll have friends that really just, they crash land in terms of life, fatherhood, marriage, whatever, right? And what happens is the ones that don't make it tend to really reach out to the ones that do. And you want to be there for your friends, especially these are guys I went to college with, I cooked with on the line way back when, I wrestled with, like whatever the story is. But there's only so many times you can give them the same advice, right? So what I would suggest to some of these younger guys out there is make sure they have that advice now. So when it all goes bad, you can be in the, well, remember when I told you? Because they're going to be shocked and wondering how things didn't work out. And you wind up, I get that call 10:30, 10:45 at night. When you get to be old, phone ringing that time of night, somebody's in jail, in the hospital, or in the morgue. Not about 9 glasses of Jack Daniels in and wanting to talk about the good old days.
So that was our depressing moment of the show. Thank you, John.
Check on your friends, everybody. Check on your friends. Tell them you love them.
Let's rename that segment Golden Gate Bridge Jumper.
Old men behaving badly.
Jay, throw up the link for the submission form. Darth, just remember to fill out the submission form because otherwise Amy gets mad at us.
And you got to separate your friends out too, who won awards, who came up short, right? The award winner calls, you take those calls. The guys that came up short, you left them on red messages.
Nah, not if you start.
By the way, everybody, the CBC Awards are in the middle of nominations right now. So everybody go to cbcawards.org. Nominate me for best hair, best comic book review, and nominate The Experience as well.
I can't nominate you for best hair. I'm sorry.
Dude, I totally teed that one up, by the way. That's what's known in the business as a segue. Nice job.
Well done, John. Good job.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. So let's change it up and let's do the sign books. How about that?
Yeah, but seriously though, all kidding aside, go ahead and go and nominate your people. I mean, whether it's us or Robbie, they people you can really use that support because that's how these things get. You know what I mean? That's how these things get worked out a little bit.
Except the hair. Don't nominate the hair.
Please.
Nominate right there, man.
Dwayne's a pig.
It's a weird category, y'all, because it's best hair, beard, or hands. So it's a very broad thing. But I would just like to be nominated. So
yeah, can't do it. Sorry, can't do it.
I'm sorry you're jealous still, Rex, but this is all natural. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I can tell you,
Kickstarter's doing
definitely not getting one vote, brother.
That Kickstarter's doing well to get you a new baseball
hat. John gets the best mutton chops, and he knows how to cook mutton chops too.
Literally tonight, that's what's going on. My wife is like, "Are you going to be gone?" I'm like, "I'm
I
at
love-
the show."
I love mutton chops.
So I told her throw them on the. We got them from a farm right over in PA.
Bring some on Wednesday for me.
She's like, they'll be there on Wednesday. Bastard. I eat those like lollipops, man. Around the house.
Love mutton chops. All right, let's get through the sign books real quick. Thank you, CJ. All right, first up we have Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man #2, signed by Raza.
Man.
Suggested retail $49.99. We have is #3 of only 20 signed, and Nick actually pointed this out. I didn't see it before. You see the Godzilla in the background, right?
Yeah, it's a Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the Godzilla in the background. All right, so suggested retail of $49.99, and we have one available for $34.99.
Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. Mutton chops.
All right, so next up we have Blue and Gold #2, signed by Dan Jurgens. It is #5 of only 22 signs, suggested retail of $49.99. It is one of our 5-star at $25 books.
See, this is a pairing and a friendship that they should have been exploring almost from the jump. The Warner, the CW universe, the Arrowverse didn't get a chance to really get it.
Right.
I'm really hoping James Gunn takes a look at this and thinks, you know what? I'm going to jump in here with both feet.
Well, we're definitely doing the Booster Gold series, right? And did you hear the latest rumors as who's being looked at and who wants to do Booster Gold? It's Sean William Scott, Stifler from American Pie. I think that would be awesome.
Really?
Oh, I think that would totally work.
Yeah, he was doing a TV show, Lethal Weapon, for like one season, and then he left.
Was that him?
That did that? The first season.
They were like, wait, I thought he replaced the dude who left in the first season. I thought.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I thought too. The dude who left after the first season sort of has fallen off the radar. That guy's had issues.
Is that how it
That's
happened?
like
Maybe I
he's
have
like
it
a
reversed.
blacklisted dude, and I think Sean William Scott jumped into that.
All right,
yeah,
so
and I
maybe
think he played like Riggs's brother or something like that. I don't know. It was like a Riggs character that wasn't Riggs, and like I was like, that's just.
It's not bad. I'll watch it like on a lazy Saturday morning every now and again.
It was. Just,
I'd rather just rewatch any of the 4 previous Lethal Weapon films because they're all.
Yeah. I would really like to see this done justice, and I know James Gunn has probably got an inbox like yay high, right? With things that people want to say, suggestions. Everybody thinks, they know better than he does or whatever. I'm not saying that, but I think this is absolutely something worth exploring, whether it's some kind of series on HBO Max, or it's not even HBO Max anymore, just Max, or I would love to see this, especially if you get the right 2 actors.
All right, so next up we have Action Comics #1050, signed by Philip Kennedy Johnson. All right, now this issue is obviously, high in demand. Suggested retail $49.99. It is number 19 of 50, and we've got a price to sell at $19.38.
Oh, wow.
Superman books have been in really good hands lately because of people like Joshua Williamson, Jamal Campbell, and Philip Kennedy Johnson. He's also doing great stuff over at James Bond right now, but he's a great writer. He's a cool dude, and this is a really solid run right now that he's doing.
Yeah, and people are right. Superman fans were complaining for a long time that the character wasn't being taken care of.
Right.
Superman is like any other character, just stretched out on a much bigger arc. When you say, Superman, I can't remember the last time Superman had a really good writer. Dan Jurgens wrote this book. You know what I mean? Superman's history is just stretched out a lot longer than other people's. You've had some of the top talent in the industry work on the book. Nobody has top talent working on the book constantly. And even if they do, not everything works.
Right.
I mean, people try to put their best story out there. They try to put their best energy out there. Sometimes it just doesn't work. There are times where, because Superman is so sort of archetypical that, it works or it doesn't.
Right.
Maybe more than any other character. I just see someone mentioning now the Alex Ross foil homage. Maybe more than any other character, people in their minds have this Alex Ross vision and version of Superman fans, right? And you're sort of, you know what I mean? You can't reach that level all the time. It's just not going to happen. The last 2.5 years, maybe, I don't know how you can complain about, if you're a Superman fan, they're doing everything right. Yes, there was times where they weren't, you know what I mean? But
well, what really got people right, John, was that like Peter J. Tomasi was doing a really good job, and Dan Jurgens had come back, and they were doing really good stuff during Rebirth, and then they got rid of both of them for Bendis to come in. And as much as I love Bendis, his Superman run just did not connect with fans whatsoever.
We've talked about this, I think, with Legion of Superheroes. I love Brian Bendis. I talk about it all the time. Ultimate, some of the things he did. His DC run has not been at the level of his Marvel run, at least for me. Legion of Superheroes, I just don't think – I've been a Legion fan most of my life. I just don't think he got it. I know that sounds like, oh, my God, who are you to say that? And I think the same thing Robbie's saying it here, too, with Superman. His Superman run – if you're a Superman fan, Bendis' run never found a gear. It's that kind of embarrassing – anyone who drives like a 5-speed knows – there's that weird, embarrassing thing where you can't find a gear, right? And there's a stall or a grind. There's never anything good that comes out of it.
Grind
that's
it, find it.
Superman run. It's just not. It's better.
Good analogy, by the way.
I don't know how else to explain it because I don't like to bash creators. I mean, with the exception of Tom King, there are very few creators I'll give a shot to. I just don't.
Well, it's a good analogy because Alex not. I think Alec being military probably knows how to drive sick, but most of our group here is of the age where they would know how to drive sick.
Yeah, people have had a 4-speed, a 5-speed, or whatever.
There's a whole generation of people that don't understand what you just said.
I get that, man. I get that, but I think, and it's not just me. Robbie said it too. Bendis' Superman run was not there, not especially coming off of, you've got Tomasi and Jurgens. And we're here, right? I mean, Tomasi said in an interview, he's like an Elliot S. Maggin guy. If you're an old Superman fan, you know who that is. When he uses that name as like an inspiration, that tells me a lot about, okay, this guy gets it. And I'm totally comfortable. And I was right. Bendis, of course, nobody would question his, Jurgens comes and you're like, yeah, okay, we're good. Superman's fine. But then all of a sudden you get Bendis and you're like, so after Bendis, I'm like, how much worse is this going to get? You know what I mean? I want to read the book, but, you're making it really hard. Recently, though, I think they've done, and I've talked about this before, Superman Lost. Even if you haven't maybe read some of the other Superman books, I think only 2 issues are out. I think issue 3 is coming out soon.
3 just came out, I think.
Did it just come out?
Yeah.
Go pick those issues up, man. I think Superman Lost hasn't become one of these like chase books where, it came out on Wednesday and Thursday. It was on eBay for $50. You can still find copies of this thing. It is a great story. And for everyone that says, oh, there's no new Superman stuff, there's no new ideas, I definitely, absolutely say this is a new idea. I'm not sure what's going to happen. And I don't want to know, quite honestly. I mean, I'm happy to just read the book when it comes out and, enjoy
the point of the book being that Superman's kind of like got sucked into a singularity and he's flung into the deep reaches of the universe. It's kind of like in that Star Trek episode where Q shows up and throws him into the Delta Quadrant. They don't
great. That's it. Nerdtastic just said it. Yeah, Superman Lost. I'm not, it's hard. I think Robbie's description is great. I don't know where they're going, but it's a gorgeous book.
It's fun too. It's got like this Silver Age kind of vibe to it, right? Like that whole episode where he goes and visits the planet, all the cute little characters, and then like it's
very
I'm having
much
fun.
Like a Silver Age book. Yeah, no, I whoever came up with this idea, or I should say whoever greenlit this, kudos to them because there's stuff we see all the time that we're like.
All right, so next up we got Silver Surfer.
Oh, do you guys want pizza?
We have a guest. It's Amy.
I would like some pizza, Amy, please.
I would like some pizza.
If I could send it through the live stream, I would.
Just throw it in a package and ship it my way. I'm sure it'll be fine when it gets here.
Are you guys hungry?
Yeah, we'll come out and get some on a break.
All right.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
All right, so Silver Surfer Rebirth #1 signed by Ron Mars. We have just retail of $49.99, and we have the one available for $29.99.
This is a really good book. It's a really fun book. Ron Lim, Ron Mars teaming back up to go back to Silver Surfer. They're doing the same thing right now with Warlock Rebirth. Second issue coming very soon. So check that out.
This is a great cover too. I love the fact that Captain Marvel has this version of Captain Marvel has almost sort of become this weird metaphysical touchstone for these characters creatively. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's always not far from people's thoughts. He's always somehow involved. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much the definition of gone but not forgotten. And I kind of like that.
Me and Rex were talking about death in superhero mainstream comics on Friday because of obvious reasons, right? And Captain Marvel, for instance, the death of Captain Marvel happened before I was reading comics, right? Or it happened because that graphic novel was like in the 80s, right? Like early 80s or something like that. And then like maybe it was even the 70s. Maybe it was the 80s. Anyway, all I knew of Captain Marvel was that he was this big, important, monumental character who had died, right? And it was cancer, right? And it was this thing that they always referenced, and they had a lot of reference for that character. Sometimes death elevates a character, and Captain Marvel is one of those.
And I'm not trying to do the character a disservice here, but Robbie just hit the nail on the head. Captain Marvel was bigger in death than this version of the character ever was in life.
Right.
This character had different costumes, different this. They kept changing him a little bit. Finally, they kind of stumbled onto this version that worked with the hair and the negabands or whatever. But even then, the character was always sort of hamstrung with Rick Jones and this and that. It never quite got over the way it could have been, and then he was gone.
TJ, what's up, man?
And then ever since then, there's been this sort of, the whole Carol Danvers and his legacy and, who's taking over. And then they introduced the character where he has a son, and I guess he also has a daughter. And there's all this sort of going on. His actual run of comics, not, you know what I mean? Not anything that would make you say.
I don't know why, but I remember being in the third grade and all my classmates, were completely into Captain Marvel. And I got into Captain Marvel because of that. But it was just, we would be drawing them on our notebooks and stuff. I don't know,
everybody would be doing the tinfoil bands,
the negaband
and stuff
thing,
like the negaband thing.
Yep. So so it's a character from my certainly from my childhood, and I remember fondly.
Did any of y'all read the Peter David run with Marvel's son Genis from like the late 90s, early 2000s? Chris Cross did some of the art. That run was phenomenal. That was like my first real Captain Marvel stuff. And then I went out and got this paperback collection I still have. It's The Life and Death of Captain Marvel. So it's got like a bunch of his arc, and then it ends with the graphic novel. And it's such a monumental character and really solid legacy for a character that was just pretty much created to steal a name away from another company, right?
Yeah, I mean, Captain Marvel, let's be honest. It's not like Stan Lee woke up one day and said, I've got another great idea. That was like not the case with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that was a big controversy when I was growing up.
I'm probably one of about 3 people on the planet that liked his green and white costume. Most people hated that. They hated.
I'm number 2 then, John. I love that with like it looks like a Roman soldier with the fin.
The gun. I just thought that was a cool idea, but it didn't work. It didn't sell.
It didn't.
It was too Adam Strange, and Adam Strange wasn't working at that time either.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of that Buster Crabbe callback to the jetpack, the radio helmet, the ray gun. There was an era for that, and they were trying to kind of call back to that, and I just don't think it worked. It didn't work with Adam Strange, like Robbie said. I don't think it worked with Captain Marvel. They didn't really. We've seen different. OMAC worked better. Yeah, there was.
Well, that was Kirby, man. So right, that's Kirby. Kirby can make anything work.
Kirby can make anything work. I remember the first time my godson saw the original OMAC because he had picked up one of the other versions of OMAC. And I said, I have OMAC right here. And it was like one of like the trades of Kirby. And he just stared at it. And he said to me, is that dude's hair or is that a helmet? And I was like, who can say?
Robbie may have one. He's looking.
No, it's not near me. Sorry.
I'll tell you though, man, you go back and you read some of that OMAC Brother Eye stuff, it's real trippy and it's real Kirby.
I love it. And if you've never read the during the New 52, they really relaunched OMAC with Keith Giffen and Dan DiDio, and it was really good. 8 issues, but it was so in that line. I remember the first time reading OMAC and just being like, this is so weird. Like the women that are in like crates that they have to put together, and like it was actually very far ahead of its time. OMAC is one of my favorite Kirby ideas.
All right, so now I know Ron's in the house, so let's do our 2 cover sketches of the night. All right, so first up, we have Superman, Doomed #1 signed connecting cover sketches of Darkseid, Superman, and Orion by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza.
Speaking of Jack Kirby energy, holy cow.
Right. Suggested retail of $249.99. We have the one for $100.
Oh my God, this is so gorgeous.
Yeah, level of detail is unbelievable.
Wow. At $100, that's crazy.
You get Darkseid, Superman, and Orion. That's freaking awesome. You know what's crazy to me is that when Kirby was doing Jimmy Olsen and he was doing the Fourth World stuff, they would redraw Superman's face to make it look less Kirby and more like, I guess, like a Kurt Swan or something. Ridiculous.
Right.
Ridiculous.
It's
so cool to get like Jack Kirby Collector or something and see the original pages with his, like, they would replace the Jimmy Olsen faces too, which is really weird to me because, you know, Kirby's the comic book god.
This is an opportunity though. 2 books, 3 characters. For $100. This is
Darkseid.
For people that have sort of been, waiting for their moment.
All right, Ron, you got it, buddy.
That's a great pickup.
That is a great pickup. I got to tell you, is that cool?
All right, so that is gone. All right, so the last cover sketch.
And somebody mentioned the original Devil. Speaking of Kirby, somebody mentioned the original Devil Dinosaur.
By the way, I found it. I found my copy of OMAC.
Oh, there he is. That's exactly what I. Yeah, that was my godson's comic.
Look how cool that is. That's so cool. This stuff. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
I'll tell people, you jump into Kirby and you wind up with OMAC and Commandy and Devil Dinosaur. You get an appreciation for Jack Kirby that maybe you don't necessarily get if you're just reading Captain America, Hulk, the Avengers, that sort of thing. You really get a better look at that guy. Machine Man is another one. That's true, Dor. You kind of see like the second level of Kirby there.
Well, because he was unrestrained, right? That's him. That's his vision. That's his creative energy, not being restrained by anything. I love his 3rd run on Captain America. Obviously, the initial run with Joe Simon, the 2nd run with Stan Lee, but then when he took over in the 70s with the Mad Bomb story and all that, I think some of the most kinetic Captain America I've ever read, and a sci-fi approach that I loved.
Yeah, you get to a point where Kirby really just embraces things like, and the big one, of course, is Chariot of the Gods, where it spins off both Fourth World and the Eternals, and before that, the Inhumans. Like, all these come from this same idea. Life out there, life here began out there. That's sort of the thing, right? And to watch him just later in his career, when he just, he grips it, rips it, and decides, you know what? I'm not constrained anymore. You look at the stuff that we had Kirby versus the Dynamite stuff here. He just goes insane. Silver Star, some of those characters, you're like, man, I really would have liked to have seen more of that. He did it with Topps. I think he did it. I might be forgetting somebody, but then Dynamite did like a whole sort of like recollection of those, and it was just
and y'all did the Kirby Genesis, right? With like Joe Case, brought back Captain Victory. He did Captain Victory. Was that Pacific that he did that with?
Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Captain Victory was Pacific Comics. At the time when you saw Jack Kirby not at Marvel and DC, I remember being at the comic book store seeing this. And literally, it was a comic book store in Delaware I used to go to at the time. But I just stopped and looked. And the comic book store guy just looked at me and went, yup, with like a big smile on his face. and it was wild. It was.
And
it
Steve's
was,
right. Phantom Force, in which all the Image founders got a chance to ink Kirby. It was some of his last work, actually. I'm sure, right? It had to have been.
There's some stuff out there. People think they know Kirby from Fantastic Four, right? And is that the best stuff he's ever done? It's debatable, right? I'm not gonna. I know Kirby. I don't consider myself an expert, so I would sort of yield to someone else there. I will always say, if you're going to say Fantastic Four is his best work, then where are we going to put Challengers of the Unknown? Because a huge chunk of Challengers of the Unknown gets funneled into Fantastic Four less than 10 years later.
All right, so we're going to do the last cover sketch of the night. It is Captain America number 695, signed with U.S. Agent versus New Captain America, the Falcon Captain America cover. And it is by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99, and we have the one for $64.
Not only do I love this cover, I would pay real money for them to create comics where Sam Wilson just beats the brakes off of John Walker every issue. Like, I will give you $20 a month to just publish that comic. That's how much I like the John Walker character.
Huh. So we were talking about, we've been doing all this Kirby love. Doing all this Kirby love. Stevie mentions Destroyer Duck. There's a new graphite edition of Destroyer Duck that just came out. That's just Kirby's pencils. I got a hold of a copy. Absolutely fantastic. And there you go, John. There's your Proto FF right there.
Challengers of the Unknown. They did, I think it was two. First they were in black and white. Then they did them in color. I'll tell you right now, if you were a Kirby fan and you have not read Challengers of the Unknown, do yourself a solid. Go to your comic book store and tell your retailer, ask him or her, do you have this? And if you don't have it, order it and text me when it comes in.
All right.
Because the first time I ever read Challengers, I really thought to myself, man, what a ripoff of Fantastic Four. And then you learn the history and you're like, oh, okay.
All right. So Stevie B brought up, obviously, Howard the Duck. So good segue. So let's go back to the vintage books that we had. We have Howard the Duck number 1 from 1976.
Oh, nice.
It is a 7.0 for obviously first solo story and first appearance of Beverly Switzer. And we have the one available for $30. I figured that was a good segue since Stevie.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've seen this character in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I saw the movie.
Oh, you finally saw the movie?
No, I saw the movie years ago.
Oh.
When it first came out, didn't we?
You're talking about the Howard the Duck movie. I thought we were talking about Guardians for a second.
Yeah, I did too.
Dwayne's a pain. You got it, buddy.
I actually don't like that Howard the Duck movie, but I do love the comics. Steve Gerber and Gene Colan did some of this work, which is really interesting.
I liked it. It was all right, man. It was all right. I'm sorry. I did like it. It wasn't quite all that, but I did enjoy it.
Stevie D mentioned Skymasters. That's another thing. It's not easy to find, but if you can find Skymasters, if you really want to know Kirby, I tell people this all the time, and just my very limited scope of comic book fandom. If you want to know Kirby, don't look at the bigger stuff. Look at the smaller stuff because he's not constrained, especially later.
Right.
Excuse me.
So when I was sick, you got sent home.
I'm not sick.
That sounds not so good.
I have allergies. I've had allergies for 10 days now. I'm taking Allerest like Tic Tacs.
That's old man cough. You're right
about
that.
Old man cough too.
So, John, you missed on Thursday. John Spilios was in the house.
I did miss John.
Everything that our buddy Bueller or Travis and Robbie said was true. The guy was a giant.
Yeah.
Literally a giant.
And the heart of an angel.
Oh, great guy. His wife Brittany. I know that
they called me.
They had a wedding to go to over
Yeah.
the weekend, so they may not even be home yet. But yeah, great guy. I know that Ron was here was here as well, and I wasn't able to meet him, but I know that John and Amy and Nick did. And I got to tell you, it's really nice to get to meet some of the people in the group. I hope to meet more along the way, but it's just really cool. If you look at
what's up with that old man cough, Rex? What's going on, man? Does John need to leave?
Because it's the old man show, all right? Okay.
Right. This show is going to be on at 3 p.m. soon.
You get tired. Well, we got the early bird special we got to go to.
I know. I got to be in the theater. I got to be in the restaurant by 4:30, man.
Do you remember that episode of Seinfeld where he's like, "No, who eats dinner at 4:30? What's going on? I'm not ready for dinner yet."
Early bird, baby. So no, it was just really nice to meet John Spilios and his wife, Brittany. Very gracious.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was so funny because I remember Travis telling us a story when you guys met MegaCon, and Travis himself is a big dude. Okay. And when he said he felt tiny compared to John Spilios, I get why now.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, the guy, it's like sitting there talking to an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty much. Taking him to go bar hopping. That's for sure.
Oh, dude,
it
was
bar hopping. What?
Bar hopping with John and Britt was phenomenal. Like, I loved hanging out with
Not
those.
only that, when I get belligerent, I can get away with it.
No,
and I always felt like I was safe with Spilio. I always felt like if I got too if we got too crazy, he could just lift me up and just carry me out to sea.
Yeah, lift you and throw you up, over his shoulder like a bag of potatoes.
Don't call him Castle just because he's a Punisher fan.
Good point.
He's like a character in a Game of Thrones, man.
Oh yeah, dude, he could have been.
He's like the mountain, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Even Brittany knows, right? So I'm getting up and I was gonna do something, and John Spilios was kind of blocking my way, and his wife cracked some sort of joke. You don't want him to fall on you,
right? Yikes,
man. All right, so you know what? We got to go to our second break.
We have another break, right?
So we're gonna do that, and we'll be right back. And I gotta get started cooking. We got a lot of books to cover. All right, so stay with.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form. You know how when you go to Comic-Con, after Comic-Con, you go to the hotel bar, and there's a whole bunch of people playing music and dancing, and you've got Pikachu and Lara Croft Tomb Raider doing the cha-cha slide just down from Deadpool and Batman and Wonder Woman? That's every Saturday night over on the Experience Twitch channel. Join Taji Beats for the EXP Dance Party, exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_EXP.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise. A promise of adventure. A promise of excitement. A promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today. You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
back. Hey, Lyle, that's great to hear. Hopefully the book was not frozen when you opened it. on his travels to get there.
Chipping it out of the ice. You know what I mean? Like,
I haven't read it yet because I'm waiting for it to thaw out.
yikes.
All right, so let's do the only graded book we have of the night. Amazing Spider-Man number 8, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $62. I haven't seen Lars Man in the house, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is. You think when the Spider-Man book comes up, he just gets an alert and logs in?
Maybe.
Are they selling Spider-Man without me?
Spider-Man, alert. All right. Let's do the rest of the vintage now. And then we have back issues, price to sell by our buddy Alex. All right, so let's do the back issues. All right, so we have or the vintage. We have Avengers number 66 from 1969. First mention of adamantium and the first Ultron 6. We have one available for $50, and it is a 7.0.
The Great Betrayal.
I love the perspective on this cover.
All right, Dwayne.
Yeah,
DePayne.
there's something about the perspective of this that's wild.
You got
right?
it, Dwayne.
Yeah, it's a little curved, right? I like that. It's like fisheye. It's like a Beastie Boys music video.
I was just going to say, it's almost like I'm looking at the security camera, right?
Beastie Boys,
Because
not that young. It's not that young.
It's on the. It's like a second floor corner shot.
He's using that Grecian formula in his hair.
Yeah. Formula.
Formula.
Come on, don't act like you don't remember what it is.
No, he's not that old. I barely remember Grecian formula.
Hey, he's talking about the Beastie Boys. He's that old. All right. We also have Avengers number 67 from 1969. It is a 6.5. Ultron appearance, Barry Windsor Smith, art, and Roy Thomas. Yeah, so that one's nice. We're gonna give Jay a second. There we go.
Oh,
it
nice.
is a 6.5, and we have the one available for $35.
Very cool. And yes, TJ, that was a spider glider. In the current comics, Spider-Man's new technology and costume have been developed by Norman Osborn.
Stevie B, you're going to see Tom Jones tomorrow. Talk about old.
I hope he does Thunderball. That's a good one.
What's that?
I said, I hope he does Thunderball because that's a good one.
It is. Darth, you got it, buddy.
If you ever check on YouTube, there are clips of that guy singing like the last year or so at 80 and over. And the fact that guy sounds that good and sings that well in his 80s.
Dude, he is the original that got women to throw undergarments on stage.
Oh yeah,
he started that. Okay, he is the father of that act, which was followed by obviously many musicians down the road, but he was the first. Tom Jones. My mom loved Tom Jones. I'm like, who is this Tom Jones guy? Why does he have an afro? Okay, I never made any sense to me. No worries about that, Jay. Josh.
Eddie says it's not unusual to see Tom for anyone.
Stevie B.
Nice. I like that one.
Duck and Bob, dude. All right. So next up, we have Avengers number 100 from 1972. Also Roy Thomas and Barry Windsor Smith. And we have the one available for $50, and it is a 6.5.
That's a crazy combination when you think about it.
What is?
Roy Thomas and Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah.
You know, getting characters like that. Oh, man.
You know, when I was on stage with Roy Thomas, as well as Tom Falco and Ron Friends, and I was asking them questions and talking. And Roy Thomas told us this interesting story. He goes, you know, Conan the Barbarian got canceled for one day by Stan Lee. And it was because Stan Lee wanted Barry Windsor Smith on something else, right? And Roy was like, he said, for the first and one of the only times I was really mad. And he said he went to Stan and was like, you're the guy in charge. You don't have to cancel my book to take my artist.
Oh, man.
Barry Windsor Smith was, I mean, and this isn't even like peak Barry Windsor Smith. That happens years after this, you know? Like it's insane that dude's like, have you flipped through Monster? Like the book that he did at Fantagraphics, it started as a Hulk story and it morphed into something he took like 30 years to make. That is intense. I've not read it yet because that's an undertaking, that book. Right. But the art is so gorgeous. I think his last work was his best work. How ridiculous is that? That didn't happen.
Hulk small, no steroids. Yikes.
He is a little small in this, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. It's perspective, I think. All right, so next up we have Batman Adventures, Mad Love. Second Harley Quinn appearance. It is a 7.5, so this one is in nice condition.
Wow.
And we have the one available for $75.
A guy came into the shop this last week, and he was trying to buy a wedding gift for his friends, and he was like, you know, she's a big Harley Quinn fan. Do you have anything that's significant? And I don't have a Batman Adventures number 12 because when I get those, they don't last more than a minute, right? But I had this, and I sent him away, and I hope that they have a wonderful wedding. This is my favorite Harley Quinn story.
I don't know. Is this the first Harley cover?
She's on the cover of Batman Adventures 12. But it's the first one where she's like the focus of it, I believe.
Thank you, collecting, dude. All right. So then next up, we have Chamber of Darkness, number 7 from 1970. First, Bernie Wrightson Marvel. It is a 6.5, and we have the one available for $22.
I love these old Marvel horror, man. It seemed like every month they had a new horror book for a while.
Right.
With kind of these similar type names in there. I met a guy who collected these, and he said, you know how people will say there's 6 or 8 of them? I said, yeah. He's like, there's over 20. Like, he's like a hardcore Marvel vintage dude.
Right.
His name is Semi, and I see him all the time at like smaller shows or whatever. And he said there are over 20 different Marvel horror titles from this era. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Wow.
He's like, no. He's like, sometimes
I did not know that.
Something came out like Fear the Night or whatever, and it came out like once or twice, and they never did it again.
Right.
Because they just moved the stories.
Yeah, what is it? Adventure into Fear is one that they did, and Supernatural Thrillers, right? Like I have a few of those. Yeah.
They had low print runs. You know what I mean? In some cases, one of them wasn't even distributed. It was just distributed regionally. Right. Like if you lived west of the Mississippi, you're going to probably have to buy this at a comic book store or something because like they just didn't get copies.
Plus, they had all those magazines too, right? So that added to it.
All right. So next up, John's favorite character, Batman number 496 from 1980. It is a 5.5 Batman and Batgirl and Clayface appearance. And it is priced to sell. We have the one available for $8.
Oh wow!
Are they on a ship? Like, is Batman a giant on that cover? What's going on here?
I think it's another perspective thing where they're fighting in the rigging or something.
Yeah.
It just doesn't it look like they're giants on this boat fighting?
Is this like a Silver Age story where they're giants?
Yeah.
It's that Beastie Boys perspective.
Yeah, it's like the intergalactic movie music video, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my God.
All right. Next up, we have Fantastic Four number 59 from 1967. It is a 4.5 featuring Dr. Doom and Silver Surfer. And we have the one available for $30. Again, it is a 4.5.
Man, that's awesome. That's really awesome, actually.
Sweet, talking to Kirby and all.
I don't know if I have this one.
All right. And weird. Looks like Godzilla versus Kong on that aircraft.
It really does.
On that aircraft carrier.
I love that, man. I know a lot of people hated that. They bagged on the movie. I sat there. Every time I watched that movie, I enjoyed it. It was great.
All right. So this one's what? All right. So next up, we got Fantastic Four number 273 from 1984. Nathaniel Richards appearance and John Byrne art. It is a 7.5, and we have the one for $10.
part of the greatest, one of the greatest runs of comic book history, John Byrne's Fantastic Four. So
Yeah. I love his stuff. All right. Then we have Iron Man number 47 from 1972.
One of the things Byrne
Iron
did
Man
with Fantastic Four
Uh-huh.
was he kind of illustrated the difference between we're not superheroes as such. We're explorers, we're adventurers. In Richard's case, he's a scientist. And that is too many times people try to shove Fantastic Four into the superhero mold. And I'm like, yeah, but see, the problem is their DNA comes from a previous age. They're very much sort of challengers of the unknown, in that a weird hole in the ground opens up in your backyard. Call me. Someone's knocking over the bank. Spider-Man will be along to deal with that. Don't call me for that.
All right. So this Iron Man features the Iron Man Origin. It is a 6.5, and we have the one available for 25.
I love this cover too. It's kind of bringing that Neil Adams Superman cover energy, right?
Yep,
Where he's like
right.
busting the chains. Yeah, it's a very important.
All right. And then once I get done with the vintage, you know what? Should we do a Rex Cap now, you think?
Yeah, I mean,
Hell, let's do it.
sure.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
All right. So, you know what? I'm going to throw this up here too, Jay. Start off the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. Look at that. He can read my mind. 10 random Dynamite titles. Cover price of $3.99 or higher. So a total retail value of $40. And as always, we have it for $5 for all 10 books, 50 cents a copy. You can't go wrong. All right. You got it, Dwayne. All right. So then we had Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 2, signed by Raza. It is number 3 of only 20 signed. Suggested retail of $49.99. And we have the one available for $34.99. Then we did Blue and Gold number 2, signed by Dan Jurgens. Number 5 of only 22 signed. Suggested retail of $49.99. It is one of our 5-star at $25 books. Hey, Joel, what's going on, man?
Dan Jurgens' signature. I don't know if there's many people that have a better signature.
It's a really
than he
nice
does in the
signature, isn't
industry.
it? It's a great signature.
Yeah.
All right, so then we have Action Comics number 1050, signed by Philip Kennedy Johnson. It is number 19 of only 50 signed. Suggested retail $49.99, and we have it at a blockbuster price. Giveaway price tonight at $19.38. Yeah, there you go, Josh. I know, man.
It's also
Right?
got CGI and everything now.
All right, don't lie.
Don't lie.
All right, so then we had Silver Surfer Rebirth number 1, signed by Ron Mars. Suggested retail $49.99. It is number 6 in the edition, and we have the one available for $29.99. All right, then we did Captain America number 695, signed with U.S. Agent versus New Captain America. The Falcon Captain America covers by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available for $64.
Robbie's just a hologram now.
Yeah, that's why I glitch out sometimes.
Man, these AI are so good.
All right, then we have Amazing Spider-Man number 8, CGC, graded 9.8, suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $62. Then we did Avengers number 100 from 1972, Roy Thomas and Barry Windsor Smith. It is a 6.5, and we have the one available for $50. Then we did Batman Adventures Mad Love, second Harley Quinn appearance. It is a 7.5, and we have the one available for $75.
Seeing that Fox Kids logo on that really, really brings me back.
Yeah.
All right, then we had Chamber of Darkness number 7 from 1970. It is a 6.5, first Bernie Wrightson Marvel. and we have the one available for $22. And
I
then,
saw somebody throw up in the comments that they wished Marvel would embrace horror more. And I don't, like, I agree with that, but being owned by Disney, I just don't know if that's.
yeah, I think that time has passed.
I think that time has passed, honestly. I just,
Yeah,
like I
agree.
said, I feel the same way. But I just think that if you're looking for horror, clearly the independents have been embracing horror for a long time now. We talk about this a lot. Some of the books that they're truly terrifying books that are being done right now, like disturbing stuff that you put the book away and you're still like, man, it really creeps me out.
Right.
Yeah, the last issue of Ice Cream Man was really, really strong and very, very creepy.
All right, so next up we got Conan the Barbarian number 23 from 1973. It is a 4.0 first appearance of Red Sonja, and it is a Gil Kane cover.
I'm surprised this is here, man.
Yeah,
Gil
no.
Kane cover.
And we have the one available for $65. All right, then we did Batman number 496 from 1980. Batman, Batgirl, and Clayface appearance. It is a 5.5, and we have one available for $8. You really can't lose for $8.
Yeah. This is
First
just one
appearance of Kaiju Batman, right?
Say again?
First appearance of Kaiju Batman.
Ah, okay.
Right? Yes, Preston. I think it's Preston seen that. I've seen that on Instagram. Somebody has got a gold key Kickstarter for a Boris Karloff comic.
That should be interesting.
I don't know if they've reached their goal or if they've even set a publishing date yet. It just popped up because I've got like a lot of old vintage horror stuff on Instagram or whatever. What I would really like to see is maybe if Gold Key really can make that work, I'd like to see a more energetic and robust return for famous monsters of Filmland and some of these other sort of horror magazines of the day. Fangoria.
Well, you know that Corey Taylor bought the Famous Monsters brand, I think. I think Corey Taylor, I think that's the one, and he's got plans to do something with it. So
I'd be super excited. I'd be real happy with that.
All right. So next up, we had Fantastic Four number 59 from 1967. It is a 4.5 featuring Dr. Doom and Silver Surfer, and we have the one available for $30. And what did I say? It's a 4.5. No, yeah, 4.5. All right. So then we had Fantastic Four number 273 from 1984. It is a 7.5 grade. Nathaniel Richards appearance and John Byrne art. And we have the one available for $10. All right. Then we had Iron Man number 47 from 1972. Iron Man origin story, grade of a 6.5, and we have the one available for $25. All right, so let's go ahead and finish out this category.
Jay,
So
you mean this Elvira in Filmland? The Monsterland?
Yes, sir.
This is really good book. I talked to Dave Avalon a little bit about this before it dropped today. I'm kind of excited. And yeah, Ron just mentioned this. I heard this. I don't know if it's substantiated or verified or whatever.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
Ray Stevenson, who's been in a ton of genre type stuff. He was the Punisher. He's been Volstagg, I guess. He's one of those actors that you see him. Apparently he passed away today at 58.
Wow.
All
right, so next up we have Justice League of America number 47 from 1966.
Eddie, that's funny. Fangoria.
Yeah. And it is a 5.0. And
wow,
we have
go checks.
And we have the one available for $15.
Yikes.
Told you these were priced to sell.
And wow.
All right, so then we have Marvel Spotlight number 29, Moon Knight, from 1976. It is a 6.5 second solo Moon Knight story, and we have the one of it. Oh, you got it, Darth.
Darth's getting some really good stuff tonight.
Yeah, Darth is picking up some real good stuff tonight.
All right, you got it, buddy. All right, so Moon Knight, number 29, Moon Knight, second solo Moon Knight story, and we have the one available for 25. We got you, Darth. Okay.
No, Eddie, you're right. He is. They actually mentioned that Ray Stevenson is in the upcoming Ahsoka series. I guess he finished filming his
right. All right. So next up, we have Marvel Team Up number 68, Spider-Man and Man-Thing. John Byrne and Chris Claremont work is an 8.0. And we have the one available for 18.
Spider-Man teams up with the Man-Thing a lot. Let's just say that. Or at least his Man-Thing. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. That was a bad joke.
All right, Dwayne's opinion, you're claiming Spider-Man Man-Thing, right? Just making sure. Dwayne's getting some great deals as well tonight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff here that's like really good for filling in your collection.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where, this book in a 9.0 is like $200, and I don't know if I need that. At least not right now.
All right. So next up, we have Marvel Team Up number 100 with Spider-Man and Fantastic Four from 1980. First appearance of Karma, Black Panther, and Storm origin stories.
And a Frank Miller cover.
I was just seeing the Frank Miller cover. They're burying the lead there, man.
And we have the one available for $8.
Man, Frank Miller cover for $8.
With Klaus Janson, right? Pretty sure it's Miller and Janson.
I'd be surprised if that wasn't Klaus Janson.
Yeah, from this era especially. That looks just like him.
All right. And the final vintage book of Night, Marvel Team Up Annual number 1, Spider-Man and the X-Men from 1976. Second appearance of Jean Grey as the Phoenix. It is a 7.5, and we have the one available for $30.
Only because I'm surprised these didn't sell on Friday. First of all, what sold? Did I hear that the Kirby Superman Doom sold?
Yes.
Okay. And then I heard the Liberty Legion sold. Congratulations. That person has taste. Did the Conan sell?
2 of them.
2 of them sold.
Which 2?
14 and 15.
Of course, the Elric issues. Okay. What else sold?
All right. So you got the Avengers number 66 sold.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Then Avengers number 67 sold.
Nice.
Then Howard the Duck number 1 sold.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, people picked up some really good stuff tonight
And then JLA number 47 sold.
Oh, that's a great one. I love this. Somebody has the original art, but I'll never be able to afford it.
All right. Then the Liberty Legion number 29 sold.
Yep, already pulled them, the 29 and 30.
All right. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, and then Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Man-Thing sold.
Pulled it.
All right. And that's it.
All right. So, because I'm surprised these didn't sell.
All right. Which ones are you surprised at, just to make sure?
This has nothing.
Oh, that. Okay.
All right. We've got
so
Greg Hildebrandt trading card. This is the Imperial Death Star destroyed by the Greg Hildebrandt.
Oh, Death Star.
So I don't remember how much we had it at, but I'm going to do it at $100 tonight.
All right. Hildebrandt Death Star, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm surprised that this didn't. I'm surprised the Iron Man 47 hasn't sold. That's Barry Windsor Smith art. All right. So Death Star. All right. So only $100 for Greg Hildebrandt. The guy who painted the first Star Wars poster with his brother overnight.
It's true.
Then I've got Batman versus Darth Vader. I would do this at Thundar was a great cartoon. I agree. Let's see. Let's do this one at $197.70 for 1977. What issue is that, Captain America? If you're talking about the commission cover art, it's $6.95. And then, if you're a Captain America fan, Red Skull Marvel Masterpiece by Greg Hildebrandt. Let's do this at $300. And last but not least, Ron Garney, Justice League original art. We'll do this for $54 for my 54th birthday.
Hold on. Ron Garney. What is it now?
When it comes many years in the future.
Nick, Ron Garney, was it?
Oh, JLA 108, inked by Dan Green.
108.
Bat Signal Comics. Okay, you want the Captain America, I believe.
Okay.
I think this is the only Captain America, right?
He's got it up.
All right.
All right. So the Ron Garney, how much did you say?
$54 for a $350 piece of art.
Wow. That's a steal.
That's either too cheap or Nick is actually lying about his age.
Right now, I'm trying to figure where to hang my Hildebrandt Red Skull sketch. Oh, because you got the other one, Preston.
Nice, Preston.
TJ, I did fairly well. I finally got a John Romita Jr. Daredevil Man Without Fear, John Romita Jr. Al Williamson page, and I finally got a Camelot 3000 Brian Boland page inked by Terry Austin.
Bruh, that's so awesome. Congrats, dude. Those are some amazing pieces. Wow. Dude, Williamson on Romita Jr. is something else. Like something else.
Yeah. Now I've been trying to find the page that I could afford on Daredevil Man Without Fear for like 7 years. They are expensive. So finally got one that I could afford, and I got a Camelot 3000 page at a really affordable price. So,
John Spilios, what's up, buddy?
That's it for me.
All right. Well, we got to go to our last and final break. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll be back and knock out the rest of the books and do another Rex Cap for our buddy John Spilios. Hey, John, it was great meeting you. I was just talking about it a little earlier in the show. Getting the chance to meet you and Brittany was really great.
We should send Amy. You got the pictures with John?
All right. We'll put that up in Slack for Jay, and we'll be right back. So stay with us.
Did you know that across America there are over 2, maybe even 3 live stream producers who can't even afford Mountain Dew? Take Brian here. Brian has gone 2 weeks without a sip of Red Bull. If it goes on much longer, he may take a shower and get a real job. Situations like this are as tragic as they are preventable. Join the experience on YouTube and gain access to special emojis and members-only streams. For less than a cup of coffee, you can keep socially awkward hermit people working from their parents' basements where they belong. Scan the QR code on the screen to join. You'll be glad you did. Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Go follow The Experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
Hey, we're back. All right, I don't know where John is.
Well, real quick, one last thing. Remember, did you tell everybody what Kyle said about the vintage?
No, I actually did not. So
Kyle was comparing the prices. BBB, Haunted Basement, how are you? John was telling, Kyle was telling us today that our prices on the vintage that we have is 30 to 40% cheaper than some of the books that he saw at Motor City Con this past weekend.
You're practically giving it all away.
Nick, you want to talk about the Garney art again? Because Stevie B is asking about it.
Oh, here we go. Ron Garney, JLA, 108? 108.
Yeah, 108.
Ron Garney, Dan Green, $54.
$54. All right, buddy. So that is available tonight as well.
But again, I still can't believe nobody's buying Batman versus Darth Vader. Come on. Bruce, I am your stepfather.
Nice.
All right. So I do want to put this up here. This is one of our retailer incentives.
John, send us. I think we took at least one picture, John. Although it was a days. That's $1 more than last. Marcus, it is $1 more. For a $350 page, $54 is pretty good. You gotta love Marcus. You know, Marcus has my back. We gotta really hook Marcus up.
No, he doesn't. He's just trying to get you to wear the red pants.
No, he's so good right there.
I gotta tell you now, and this is the last time I'm gonna bring it up, or at least I think it's the last time. I'm taking Darth Vader unless Batman. I'm taking Darth Vader unless Batman found a way to suppress force powers. Interesting. If anybody can do it, it's Batman.
It's a prep time thing. If you're in Batman Online,
Marcus Way inflation, that extra $1. Now, so we sold the Spider-Man 7s, right?
Mm-hmm.
The original art, and we sold 19 out of the 20 pages. Before our show, there was somebody going out in private chats, which I only saw one. There was a public art thing saying, "Oh, I hope this isn't overpriced like the Black Panther #2 and blah 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 blah." Right?
Why do you make that funny voice?
Because he was whining.
He was whining.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because he was upset because he tried to buy it, and he tried to buy it far cheaper than I was willing to take a risk on. So anyway, then after the show, and this I can't see because I'm not in the private forums, but a couple of collectors told me, but I can't say anything. He went out there and said the sales look fake. They did not look like real sales. So it's just been a running joke. My Hazer Commission idea rejected again. We should put a Star Wars and a Batman book together. I liked it better when Nick was 53.
Yeah, right. I know.
But no, it's just funny because I can't say who told me, but go and then on Sunday I sold the last page. So the book is sold out, but there's one person who's been poo-pooing it, saying the sales don't look real. I think they were set up. It's like,
You were set
yes,
up.
yes. I'm paying people to buy art that cost me an arm and a leg.
All right, talking about Star Wars, we found out today retailer incentive.
They clone the art. Nice.
Exactly. Monoprint.
Yeah, right. All right, so we found out today Star Wars Jabba's Palace
Actually,
one.
I'll leave it at one last thing. I'll leave it at one. As Marcus said last night on Ruben's channel, if Nick puts them back on the air, then we know they didn't sell.
Right. All right, so this is Star Wars Jabba's Palace #1, 1:25 ratio, Alex Maleev variant. Maleev. The second print version variant is currently selling for $175. This is a first print 1:25 ratio, and we have $40.
This is an absolutely gorgeous cover for any. There's so many Star Wars fans, so many Boba Fett fans. I'm a huge fan of Alex Maleev. This is a striking composition.
I would agree.
Oh yeah, it's
all right. So let me get through this. I got let me see a whole bunch. All right, so we're gonna go pretty fast. These are all fairly low price to sell. All right, so we have Champions #1 and #2. So Legacy number 38, 39 from 2020. You got Miles, Kamala, and Kid Nova. and we have one available for $5. Oh, actually, both books for $5. All right, then we have
Champions already sold.
Yeah, we sold those in the beginning, didn't we? Or do we have another pair?
Oh, wait, was that the giveaway? That's what Nick was giving
They're
away.
giving away.
Okay, well, he didn't say that. It was already on there. Yes, and who was it? Preston took it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Preston
Preston.
got it. Yeah, Preston got it.
Yeah, so now I can put it on the main.
I was going to say, man, Preston turned that around fast.
All right, so next up, Cable number 1's lot of 3, Cable Blood and Metal number 1 from 1992, Cable number 1 from 1993, and Cable Volume 2 number 1 from 2008. All 3 books for $6. Darth, we'll have the invoice out to you tomorrow morning, my friend. Yeah, Preston, we just figured that out. Sorry, buddy. All right, so then next up we have Cyberspace number 1 and number 3 from 1993, Galactus Appearance number 1, glow in the dark cover, and we have the one for $5.
Oh, wow. Talk about forgotten books.
All right, then we have Marvel Triple Action number 38 from 1977, reprints Avengers number 46. And we have the one available for $5.
The Whirlwind.
Preston. All right, then we have Darkhawk, a lot of 2, Darkhawk number 15 from 1992, and Darkhawk volume 2, number 1 from 2021. First appearance of Connor Young, and we have both books for $6 total. All right, then we have Hercules number 1 from 1982, the newsstand version. And we have the one available for $5.
This is like one of my favorite weird reads. Like I wouldn't consider myself like a huge Hercules fan or whatever.
Right.
But I guess there's 3 miniseries they did for Hercules. They just recently finished it up. Really, it's just fun. It's just a fun read.
All right, then we have Venom 150 from 2017. I love that cover. All right, and we have one available for $6.
This book has some amazing Tradmore artwork in it too. It's so worth it.
All right, then we have a Spider-Man lot of 2, Sinister War number 1 from 2021, and Peter Parker number 3 from 2010. And both books, we have one set for $5 for both books. Lyle, let me check into that. Someone write that down. Hey, Lyle, can you do me a real quick favor, buddy? If you could send an email to me and Amy, that would be awesome. All right, and we'll definitely check that out for you tomorrow morning, first thing, buddy. All right, so then we had G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Dead Game number 4, covers A and B from 2021, both Liefeld covers. And we have both books, the set, for $5.
I'm a big fan of this book. I'm just going to say that. I'm a big fan of this book.
Are you a big fan, Robbie?
He is.
I'm not sure.
I am, because it's Snake Eyes and it's Rob Liefeld and it's awesome. So there you go.
I knew it was Rob Liefeld because we don't see anybody's feet.
Yeah, he's still.
You're right about that one.
I'm sorry.
I bury those two. Everybody.
He does draw feet. He does draw feet, but on these 2 covers, there's no feet on those covers at all, man.
You can get away with it. Why bother, right? All right. So then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 117, number 118, and number 119 from 2021. All 3 books for $6. We can't get no cheaper than this, people.
Oh, man, that's a cover price.
All right. And then we have Power Rangers, Ranger Slayer number 1, second print from 2020. And we have one available for $5. All right. And then we have Detective Comics number 627 from 1991. It let's see, contains Detective Comics number 27. It's a reprint. The first appearance of Batman. Of course, it's a reprint, and we have one available for $7.
The cover's cool. Who did that cover?
I was going to say the cover is just
By itself.
it almost looks like somebody did it with it's like colored pencils or something.
Yeah, the
All
coloring
right.
provides a texture to it that I really like. Yeah.
All right. So then we had Power Girl Volume 2, Lot of 3, number 7, number 9, and number 21 from 2010. And we have all 3 books, the set, for $5. All right. Then we have Superman Unchained, number 1, number 2 for 2013. And we have it for $5. All right. Then we have Harley Quinn, Volume 4, number 1 and number 2 from 2021. Let's see. Yoshitaka Amano variant and Derek Chu variant. And we have both books, the set, for $10. Triple B. Yeah, that's some collars. All right. Then we had Green Lantern, Lot of 4, Volume 3, number 42 from 1993, Volume 3, number 65 from 1995, and Volume 4, number 43 from 2009, and Rebirth number 6 from 2005. So a lot of 4 books, and we got them the entire set for $6.
That Rebirth cover is so nice.
Yeah, it is.
Then finally we have Flash Volume 2, sealed pack, contains number 5152 and a surprise book of number 44 from 1991. It is a sealed 3-pack, and we have the pack for $8.
See, these things are cool to pick up just for the nostalgic factor of what it was like when comic books were at their peak in the early 90s. And you could go anywhere and you would find these random 3-packs or 10-packs or 2-packs. And that's how I got so many of my comics when I was a kid.
All right, so let's do a Rex cap because I know our buddy John Spilios got in a little late after coming home from his trip. So here we go with the Rex cap. Okay. All right, so as always, we started off with the Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles. $3.99 cover price, so $40 suggested retail, and we have the entire pack for $5, 50 cents a copy. Then we did Deadly Neighborhood.
Anybody playing the Flash?
Not which Flash are you talking about?
The 3-pack?
Yeah, the 3-pack.
No, not yet.
Where's it at?
We don't have those books out only because we don't have enough space. Jay, can you throw the Flash 3-pack up again, please? If you would, be so kind. We cheated, TJ. That's how.
All right, I'll $8. Wow, that's cheap. Well, if it doesn't sell, I may have to buy it.
All right, so the Conan 23. And weird, yeah, hold on a second, buddy. It is a 4.0 actually. All right, so Ed Weird, let us know. Again, is a 4.0, first appearance of Red Sonja, Gil Kane cover, my friend. All right, so where do we leave?
I'm really surprised it's still here.
All right, so next up we have Blue and Gold number 2, signed by Dan Jurgens. 5 of them, only 22 signs, just at retail $49.99, and it's one of our 5-star $25 books. Then we did Action Comics number 1050, signed by Philip Kennedy Johnson. It's just at retail $49.99. It is one of our rock bottom books at $19.38. It is number 19 of only 50 signed. Then we did Silver Surfer Rebirth number 1, signed by Ron Mars. It is number 6 in the edition, suggested retail $49.99. We have the one available for $29.99. Then we had Captain America number 695 signed with the U.S. agent versus the new Falcon Captain America by Joe Del Biano and Mariano Nicieza. That is a smoking cover sketch. Suggested retail of $149.99. We have the one available for $64. Then we did Amazing Spider-Man number 8, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have the one available for $62. All right, then on to the vintage. We had Avengers number 100 from 1972. It is a 6.5. Roy Thomas, Barry Windsor Smith, and we have the one available for $50. Then we had Batman Adventures Mad Love, second Harley Quinn appearance. It is a 7.5, and we have the one available for $75. Then we had Chamber of Darkness number 7 from 1970. It is a 6.5. First, Bernie Wrightson Marvel, and we have the one available for $22. Then we had Conan the Barbarian number 23 from 1973. It is a 4.0. First appearance, Red Sonja, Gil Kane cover, and we have the one available for $65. Then we had Batman number 496 from 1980. Batman and Batgirl and Clayface. It is a 5.5. And Robbie, you said first appearance of who?
I was making a joke, but I said Kaiju Batman because he looks like he's.
You're making a Kaiju joke because of the perspective.
Yeah, I don't want somebody to buy this and be like, "Yo, Batman didn't turn into a giant monster on a ship." Like,
all
you
right.
see that Jenna tonight on General Disorder?
I do. All right, so it is a 5.5, and we have the one available for $8. Then we had Fantastic Four number 59 from 1967. It is a 4.5 featuring Dr. Doom and Silver Surfer, and we have the one available for $30.
This one's tempting me, y'all.
Then we had Fantastic Four number 273 from 1984. Nathaniel Richards appearance, John Byrne art. It is a 7.5, and we have the one available for $10. Then we had Iron Man number 47. Can't believe this one's still there. From 1972, it is a 6.5 and features Iron Man origin story. And we have the one available for $25.
Yeah, I'm surprised this one's here, and I'm surprised that Red Sonja book is still here, actually.
I'm very surprised about the Red Sonja one, for sure.
Lyle, hold on a second, buddy. The Action Comics is number 1050. And it is $19.38. It is number 19 of 50. All right, so where did I leave off? Let's see.
Did you see what Dwayne's Paint said?
What?
He claims Avengers 59 on the condition that you send it to Robbie.
Dwayne's a pain. That is so nice, buddy.
And Triple B will take the Red Sonja book.
All right, so Triple B is claiming Conan.
Does he mean the FF59?
Yeah. Dwayne, you mean the FF59, right, buddy? Because I don't think we had an Avengers 59.
Bruh, because that would be way too cool.
All right, so, Dwayne. And Dwayne, buddy, is $30. So just so you know, but I'm putting you down.
Dwayne, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Robbie gift. Okay, got it. That's pretty cool, buddy. Thank you, Dwayne. Yeah, that's why we don't do best offers anymore. It's having the opposite effect because everybody's so nice and buying each other's stuff. Oh my God.
This is a great community we have here, y'all. Thank you so much, Dwayne. I really, really appreciate that, my man.
That is so nice, Dwayne. Ron, you're right. Jay, if you could throw up the link again, my man, if you wouldn't mind. All right. So, then we had Marvel Spotlight number 29, Moon Knight from 1976. 6.5, second solo Moon Knight story. We have the one available for $25. Yes, Stevie B.
Robbie speechless as Black Bolt.
Pop, pop, boom, baby. That was awesome. Thank you so much, man.
All right, then we had Marvel Team Up number 100, Spider-Man and Fantastic Four from 1980. It is a 7.5 first appearance Karma, Black Panther and Storm origin story, and we have the one for $8.
Lyle.
Lyle, which one are you claiming, buddy?
I think it was the look right before.
The Moon Knight. Just confirm you're talking about the Marvel Spotlight Moon Knight from 1976. All right.
And y'all did get that Triple B wanted that Conan, right?
Yes, I got that.
Okay. I was just so blown away by Dwayne, so I just wanted to make sure.
All right, I'm gonna put you down, Lyle, for the Marvel Spotlight Moon Knight, assuming that's what you wanted. Okay. Correct me if I am wrong, sir.
Josh, that's funny.
That is funny. That's funny.
Oh my God.
It's like, this is not a very informative commentary. I mean, they're just telling me what's happening.
Right. All right. So, okay. So then we had, what did I leave off? Marvel Team Up number 100. I did that one already. So, Marvel Team Up Annual number 1, Spider-Man and X-Men from 1976. It is a 7.5 second appearance, Jean Grey as Phoenix. All right, and that pretty much wraps it up. I'm not going to go through all the back issues again. All right, so there we are. So other than that, what's the movie of for tonight?
It's Once Upon a Time in the West by Sergio Leone.
I thought you did that last Monday.
No, last Monday was High Fidelity with John Cusack. Tonight is Once Upon a Time in the West.
Oh, tonight, that's right. You said that on Friday. I got my days mixed up.
It's okay,
so
man. It happens
before
all-
we check it out, Once Upon a Time in the West. Okay.
You saw Lyle's Action Comics claim?
Hold on, I did not. All right, Lyle, you got it, buddy. Hold on, let me find it. Lyle, you got it. Oh, wait, yeah, Lyle. Gotcha, Lyle. I got you, buddy.
Nick started Dynamite because he got tired of hearing me whine about nothing to read.
John Spilio. So you know what? It was great. As I said, and I told everybody this before you hopped on. It was great meeting you and Brittany. That was so much fun. Yeah, we kind of put you on the spot, but you know after watching us for 2 years that this isn't exactly scripted. There's no rehearsal. Okay. We pretty much just shoot from the hip. So you were perfect. It was fun to have you here. Obviously, our buddy Travis, Comics with Bueller, was thrilled. That was a surprise for him as well. He had no idea that John Spilios was going to be here. It was a great time. It was the Thursday show, Triple B, that we do with Comics with Bueller. A portion of proceeds go to Bueller so he can keep the bus running. And John happened to be here. He had a wedding, a family wedding to go to up in North Jersey. Made the hour-and-a-half drive down on Thursday to come hang with us. Did the entire show with us, and even bought some stuff while his wife Brittany was sitting like right next to him off camera.
That's the way to do it.
Oh my gosh! And he was kind of looking over at her, and she was like giving him. She was pretty nice about it. She gave him the nod. Yeah, I guess you could buy that. Yeah, all right. But but it was a great time. We had so much fun. We did not come even close to getting all the books. Travis and I were so busy busting on each other. John Spilios, he's not only a big dude, he has a very hearty laugh too. Nice. So when we got him cracked up, it was hilarious to hear him laughing. Okay. Which I'm sure you heard plenty of since you guys were all bar hopping together. But yeah, that was, and it's just great to meet people that we've gotten to know over the last couple of years, and to really get to physically meet. I've never met Robbie yet. Would love to do that. I've never even met Alec, our buddy AR. I want to do that as well. And his is really no excuse for you and me. I mean, he's right across the bridge, not too far. John's looking at me like, yeah, and I'm retired.
Like, who's Alec?
Yeah, we should try to put together a brewery show.
Yes. You've been talking about it for 2.5
You have to
years.
speak to your publisher.
You're the retired guy, and you got all the contacts with the breweries. Come on, man. I'm depending on you, sir. And where's my brown paper bag? What am I going to eat this week, man?
I give you a long list of people to tell you. Depending on me, is probably.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start my own GoFundMe
Dude,
page.
I got here about. What did they get here?
Right on the nose.
5:52.
Yeah, I was already sitting in here getting set
You're
up.
already sitting in here. That's how much prep time went into this.
I was hoping that meant you were stopping by somewhere to pick me up something that you were going to make. No. Yeah, clearly no. But all right. Again, thank you everyone as always for a great Monday show.
Check out Robbie's channel.
Please do. That is 9 p.m. Eastern, right?
That's right.
Once Upon a Time in the West, Henry Fonda, great movie.
Jen is up next talking about my favorite comic book publisher.
Who's that? So Jenna will be on right after this, correct? Right after?
Yeah, I think it's right after this.
Talking about Dynamite. So tune in and watch Jenna and do her thing. And as always, thank you, Robbie. Thank you, my buddy John Cole, for not bringing me any food. Yeah, Triple V, you got it. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm sure
that's a great idea. Oh my God.
Sure we can do that.
I might have 10 cosplay covers just sitting in my house.
All right, gotcha, buddy. All right, so and what else was I saying? I forgot.
We want to thank everybody for coming. We want to thank Robbie.
As always, Jay for pushing the buttons in the back. Jenna, you will have to ask Jay about that. That's not within our wheelhouse. That's Jay's problem.
You guys ought to be talking to Kyle about a cooking show for the experience.
That's for sure. Or better yet, have Kyle come over and bring some barbecue because John is slacking. Okay, what am I going to eat this week? My God, I'm starved to death. All right, so thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for Jenna and
see you on Wednesday.
Dynamite and then Robbie at 9. All right, see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.
Thanks, Robbie.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.